So we're going to continue on with, I look pretty scary right now. I'm going to go ahead and blend in that aqua sealer from Tarte. I was saying that it does have kind of a little slight bit of a funky sort of chemical smell, but Tarte is known for, you know, its active naturals, for natural cruelty-free products and ingredients, so I don't have any worries about that. It's just a smell thing, and you know, once it's on, it's really pretty much when you open the bottle you smell that, and then afterwards you really, I tend to have really dark circles here. I'm gonna just do this. Yeah, so I go in and bounce it. I don't know how people normally do the real 5-minute makeup. I mean, I can do 10, you know, if I'm really doing it in a very uncute, very rough kind of way, but you know, the actual 10-minute, if you want your, you know, and I don't know, for me at least, I think the base is the most important. I mean, you know, it kind of depends too on how much coverage you want and how comfortable you are with your skin and how much, what you're doing for that day. You know, that really determines to a large degree what, you know. Okay, so that's the Aqua Concealer from Rainforest. And like I said, you know, and I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, so there's a little bag there. I think just right in that particular area, I'm going to go in with a little bit of my Maybelline. Oh, yeah. And see, I'm going to set it with some of this e.l.f. High Def under eye setting powder that has like a little bit of a highlight to it. And I really love this Echo Tools concealer, bamboo concealer brush. It really does a great job. It's very soft on your skin, you know, for those last little, it gets in those corners and, you know, can blend your concealer out really, really nicely. And it just feels good on your skin. You can also blend your inner corner highlight with this brush. I highly recommend it. I'm sure I have at least 6 of them somewhere. I try to never run out of these brushes. They last a good long time. It's not like you have to keep buying them because they're disposable. But they are only like about maybe $3 or $4. So, you know, they are not expensive at all. And they can be replaced often. And we're in broad daylight. I'm going to go ahead and set that with a little. I'm not gonna bake. I'm not gonna bake. I really love doing makeup. You know, no matter what's going on in my life at any given moment, and I'm sure many of you ladies feel the exact same way. There's something about getting in my makeup room, or you know, with my vanity, and it's kind of like, you know, you start to pull out product, you start to, you know, apply the makeup, and it's so relaxing and therapeutic for me. It's not work, you know, it's like I get in this zone, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful place to be, and I just feel so good, happy, just relaxed, you know, like all the cares of my life just kind of melt away when, you know, I'm just sitting here, just putting on makeup. Usually I have, you know, like a nice lavender candle, you know, going, and and it's just as relaxing as a bubble bath, really. You know, I can't have my candles today because I have my parrot out. I'm here in Florida, and he usually goes out in his aviary every day to play. It's too cold to let him outside, so he's downstairs screaming a little tiny bit. But this is relaxing. It's, you know, really, really relaxing. Okay, so the very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this Urban Decay primer in Eden, and this is an old school one. I think they call it Enigma now, but this is an old school one, and I had these sets that I hadn't opened, and the product is still just perfectly fine. And I know I'm kind of putting on a lot, but I have huge lids, you know, and so, oopsie daisy. All right, and then, you know, I'll go in with the brush and just blend that out. And, you know, using a soft brush, I'm noticing, you know, it's just a little bit more delicate on my eyes than, you know, using my fingers, you know, and it's kind of tugs and, you know, kind of gets those, you can get, you know, like the crepey eyelids, you know. So when you start to, you know, get a little bit more mature, you have to, first of all, you should be careful when you're younger so that you don't pull and tug on your eye area a great deal in the first place, you know. And you just have to continue to be very, very gentle, you know, with that area. And you should be just fine. All right. So I am, I'm sure, almost dry. So I'm going to go ahead in with my contour. And I'm going to do a little nose contouring today. Let's see. I think I should use like a really kind of straight brush that is, you know, kind of, yeah, I'm going to go with this It Cosmetics. It's got to be a concealer brush. I can't really see right off the bat what the deal is. And it's going to be a really light, very, very light really a light concealer. There we go. Yeah, very light. I hope I can do it straight. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and take the same brush and I'll go ahead and blend that out on each side. Look at you, bird. You know, I'm one of those people who there are lots of things that I have to improve upon, but I really like my nose. You know, I think it's a perfect little ethnic nose, and I like it. I would never want to get I was gonna say blowjob. I would never want to get a nose job, anything like that. I enjoy my nose. I don't usually contour, but I'm just, you know, trying out some new things. What I will say is that this little kit right here from Real Techniques brushes, it's their contour kit. I want to say it's about $17. This is everything for contouring. And I mean, and I have lots of high-end brushes and whatever, but this little set, I'm telling you, it really does its thing. This is MAC sculpting powder that's in some old cargo case that I had. And so, you know, it's always at the darkest part, you know, of your hairline. And, you know, I don't like a sharp contour. Just, you know, want to sort of have some lines to my face. And as you notice, I didn't powder my skin. My skin's fairly dry, and I like to have somewhat of a glow going on. And my skin is matte enough for me to apply powder products without, you know, having an issue, even if I don't powder after my foundation. You know, if I'm using like a dewy foundation, which this Clinique Super Balanced Silk Makeup is. So, and there we go with the contour. All right, and it's just a light. Now, I have a huge forehead, so I do usually try to take some time to get that forehead kind of cut down a little bit. Yes, the forehead. There we go. And then you want to kind of get those cheekbones, not cheekbones, your jawbones kind of done here. Get that sharpened up. And then, you know, I have a little bit of a double chin, like a lot of ladies. So I put a little triangle of contour powder there. And it helps, you know, when you put darkness on an area, it helps that area to recede and disappear. So that's the theory. So I put a little triangle here, 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 you know, across that area in general, and blend it into the jawline to lift that area up and not have like the turkey. And you see, that really does help a lot. It helps a great deal. How about another tissue to... I just normally wipe my brushes on a clean tissue if I'm not using a cream product. Just to kind of, you know, in between washing things. And this fan brush that comes in the set is wonderful for that. Not quite ready for that yet. I'm going to go on to brows, and I'm going to do a very quick brow with this really super inexpensive product. It's an e.l.f. eyebrow brush. I think it's like $2 or $3. And I just brush my eyebrows up and just kind of fill them in. I have pretty decent brows. I don't wax or pluck them anymore. Just your occasional stray hairs is what I'll do. But, I mean, really with about 20 strokes or so, you know, I can pretty much be done. You know, I could do the more involved 5 to 10 minute, you know, Instagram eyebrow, but, you know, it's just not my thing. And I like a thick, natural brow. I'm almost 50, as I say a lot, because I think I'm trying to get my head wrapped around it too. But, you know, there's a nice natural brow. It's, you know, looks clean, it looks kept. It took 2 seconds to do, and that's normally, you know, how I like my brows. I don't really go for the, you know, the over-the-top Instagram brow thing. And I think it looks lovely in pictures. I mean, it just looks so crisp and beautiful. And I'm certainly not knocking the trend. And also realize that, you know, a lot of us were pluckers, like notorious pluckers in the 90s and, you know, 80s maybe, when, you know, everybody was getting, you know, their brows plucked to within an inch of their lives. And many of us don't have any eyebrows left. And fortunately, I was a little too lazy to be really regular with that. So for that reason, I have a good amount of eyebrows left to sort of work with. And this is a cheap pencil. It fills them in. They look nice and neat and, you know, filled in. They don't look artificial or painted on and like you. And I don't understand. And a lot of men have the same thing too. They're like, why is it that women will... This is a Kevin Aquan concealer brush. I highly, highly recommend this brush. I'm going to clean up my brows a little bit underneath. I'm also going to go ahead and do these few little spots that I just don't really love all that much. There we go. Yeah. And then I'll blend it with powder. So I'll put a little bit of this Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I just go under lightly and clean up, and it just gives it a sharper, more professional edge. And I just blend it onto my okay, and the same on the other side. Okay, just a light little line. And this is a trick a lot of, people use, because, this can really save you for, if you do really love the precise eyebrows and you don't have time to go get them plucked or threaded or what have you, then you can use that little trick to clean them up and make them look like they were freshly done, without ever making a trip to the salon. And then your eyebrows stay in very nicely, okay? Okie dokie. Now I'm gonna go on in this Mario palette I've been really liking. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the very next step of this makeup look with my Mario palette. We'll come back and see you then. Put some Bite Agave lip mask on, and I'll see you on the other side.